Okay guys, so basically today we're just here to look at a piece of tech. Now this tech is something that's gone quite wrong. First of all, I'm going to excuse for the audio quality. This is not being recorded through my normal microphone. It is being recorded through a Shure microphone, which is actually meant for vocals rather than a condenser type mic for this kind of job. But basically what it is, now, I'm just going to shift the mic, sorry. So basically, you'll notice something first of all. The tone arm isn't sat where it's supposed to be. Now, there's a good reason for that. It's because this thing's broke. I plug it in, and I'll plug it in for you now. So, if you plug it in, you'll see that the thing works fine. Now it's all spinny, we'll put this on there just to prove a point to make sure you know. So the thing spins completely fine, but as you can tell, that's about the only thing it does. The tone arm is completely ripped off, as well as the stylus / needle, whatever people want to call it. This thing got completely trashed. Basically one of my dogs, one of my cats, sorry, decided to have a walk across the top of my hi-fi, and this of course is on the top of my separates, and just managed to clip the claw underneath the tone arm and tried jumping because they thought something had got them, and of course it had. It was my tone arm. They jumped and they completely snapped the little plasticky bit here, so in fact I might be able to just about zoom in there. Let the camera autofocus. Don't think it's going to do that very well, to be honest. But basically, there's a little bit. In fact, we'll zoom out and we'll see. We'll see if this is suitable when to zoom out. So like, there's another bit of plastic like there that you're supposed to be able to see, and as you can guess, you can't see it. Mainly for the fact that it's broken. that's mainly the reason why. But yeah, basically it works completely fine. All the speeds work apart from 78, which seems to do the same speed as 33 for some reason, if ever so slightly quicker. 45 seems to be the fastest, which for me doesn't quite make sense, considering, well, of course, 33, 45 and 78, they stand for revolutions per minute. Why is the 33 doing the same as the 78? That's the complete opposite ends of the scale. But I don't play 78s anyway. I've always played 45 singles and 33 and a third standard full-size albums. The problem is I've now got to choose a different record player, and I've decided. Well, first of all, I'll just explain. I've had this record player for years. I was about 8 years old when I first got this record player. And I loved it. It was the best thing ever. I got 3 records with it at the time, and they were all musicals. I got Cats, Grease, and Phantom of the Opera. And I loved it. I listened to it every day. Another thing you'll notice is it doesn't have a top cover. That's because that once got damaged in transit when we moved. But yeah, this thing used to be good. It's a very, very basic one for the time, because now these kind of cheaper record players, you'll notice, have like a USB here, and they'll have like an input for your iPhones, or an auxiliary input to use the speakers, and God knows other things. This is probably as basic as you could get for 2008, just a basic record player. And now these things are coming really into fashion, and the problem is, lots of people I've noticed are getting these cheap record players, and they're going, well, records are supposed to be sounding really good, they're supposed to sound crisp, they're supposed to sound really, really nice, but the problem is they just don't, because if you use a cheap record player with this, with a cheap ceramic stylus, then they don't sound good, and unfortunately that's what everyone seems to be buying. They would just buy into a craze of these record players, but they're not the best quality. So basically, sorry again guys, so basically what I've decided to do is I've decided that I'm going to get a new one. I like listening to records. I have many records to listen to. I have a collection literally behind the camera on my hi-fi setup. And so I need a record player because I love vinyl. It's one of my favourite formats, apart from mini disc, which is a bit obscure, but we'll leave that for another day. I've decided on trying to get hold of an older record player, so something like a Sony record player or a Technics record player or even a Kenwood or something like that, something from the time, because even the cheap record players from the time are better than the cheap record players today of China, because, well, they're even worse. Like I said, this has done me well. Yes, it didn't sound the best of the best. I never changed the needle, stylus, whatever. I've never changed it. I just left it as it was, and it's done brilliantly. But now I feel now it's broken. It gives me a chance and an opportunity to get myself a new one and to enjoy having something new on the setup. Well, I say new. It's going to, of course, be off somewhere like eBay or Gumtree or somewhere like that. So, yeah, I will definitely update you on what kind of record player I get, how old, what the make is. I'm trying to get either Sony or Technics, because my hi-fi, primarily all of my hi-fi is a Sony hi-fi. It's a 1990s Sony hi-fi. But I feel like if I could get a Sony one, because I do actually have one Sony piece of equipment on my setup, and that is my mini disc player. My mini disc player is Sony, because I couldn't get a Technics one for cheap at the time, and a lot of them didn't come with remotes and stuff, and I wasn't too bothered about using the Technics remote on my hi-fi. So I just got a Sony one that I got hold of with a remote, boxed, and it does great. It's not an LP player, it's not like a mini disc LP, but it sounds perfect. It sounds perfect for what I need for. So yeah, guys, I will update you on what record player I get, and probably an update on my hi-fi and when I've got all of my separates, because I still got things coming. I've got an EQ graphic equalizer VU meter thing from Technics from the 90s as well that's coming, that's going on my hi-fi, so it looks all bright and colourful with VU meters. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Of course, subscribe, like the video, definitely helps me out. I definitely know I get good feedback. So yeah, guys, if you have any ideas on what record player I should buy, I don't have a big budget, I'd say about 50 quid or so. Please leave it down in the comments, and yeah, give us ideas on what I should get next, because I love this record player, but as you can tell, it's looking a little worse for wear. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, as I said, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.